2, 1.
Just leave till my feet go. It's like I'm paralyzed. How to walk, I don't know. You broke it, I can't fix. Wrecked it like round, but there's no feelings. I'm all in pieces. Look what you did. I was every woman, but you played me like a kid. You gotta be in show, 'cause no romantic would ever do this. I'm crying into my fist. Not off the block, you about to get shit. I wish it.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Lyrics to Life. Listen, we appreciate all the support. Shout out to our sponsors on Anchor. Thank you for your support. This is our first episode on Lyrics to Life. In the room with me, I have the great,
Yes, sir.
Just Right,
Yes,
Tavon, representing New York.
Yes, sir. Brooklyn, stand up. Thank you very much, sir.
Listen, on the call, we got Naya, all the way from Florida.
Here.
Listen, in the room, we are blessed with the greatest, the genius, the creative artist herself, Miss Reecey Siren.
Magnanimous. Jesus.
Hello. Love this.
Listen, on tonight, we're going to be unpacking the lyrics and going on a journey with this great artist, and we'll be talking about her new single titled, I Wish.
Yes.
So,
Super banger.
we're just going to jump right into this thing. I mean, it's a lot to unpack with these lyrics. In our pre-production meeting, we was going over a lot of different things and how we translated the lyrics to ourselves, and that's what this show was about. But we're going to unpack the artist's lyrics, and we're going to talk about what it means to us, and then we're going to correlate it to what's going on in the world today. So we're going to start with the great, the only, from Eminem Productions, all-time writer right there, publisher, the lyricist herself, Miss Naya. Come on, take us in.
He's hot.
She gonna go ahead and read those lyrics to us and let us know what we talking about.
All right, so she starts with starlight or star bright. If I wish on the first star I see tonight, will it come true? And will it bring me you? I'll ask the stars, maybe they know. When I ask you, you're a no-show. I didn't ask you for your money. If I did, you'd probably make it come true. All I really wanted was you. I closed my eyes like bibbidi bobbidi boo. That's the first verse.
All right, so that first verse, right? Listen, I ain't gonna put nobody on blast, but y'all already know I am. So we was in the pre-production meeting, right? This guy across from me,
Oh man, Jesus.
he starts from the first line and he says, "Starlight, star bright." What did you picture when you saw that? Strippers. This man was like, he thinking about strippers coming down the pole with the lights
because
going.
There's a strip club in New York named Starlight, so it's like,
Man.
you know. So I'm like, I've been there a couple times, and you know, I've spent some money there. So the first thing in my
That's
mind
right.
is those strippers, you know, coming down the pole, and I support it. You know, like nothing against it.
And you should.
You know, like, hey, girl, like, get your money. It is what it is. Oh no, but like when I actually like listened to the lyrics more for the song, that last part, when you had expressed how you didn't want his money, you just wanted him, I was deep. I like that. It's more so coming from the aspect of you don't need to be financially supported because you're your own independent woman. But the only thing you want from a man is for him to actually show you emotion, which a lot of men can't do nowadays, to show you emotion. You know? So I respected that. I was like, oh, that's deep. That's really dope.
Listen, we probably should have gave y'all a better intro to let you know. Listen, on Lyrics to Life, we're going to keep it raw, we're going to keep it real, we're going to keep it uncut. We are definitely going to delve into the music industry because music today is very diverse. Artists today are very creative, they're very diverse, they're very different. So we definitely want to touch on the direction and the angle that each artist is coming from, and where we, you know, the message that we receive from the song. You know, we were talking more PG-13,
Yeah.
Naya and myself, right? So when we heard different parts or whatever, we went to the mindset of like Disney, right?
That is
Like,
what I thought.
Is
Is
that-
I was thinking of Geppetto looking out the
Yeah, no,
window
no,
with
because-
Jiminy Cricket
no,
pushing
because-
Pinocchio, and he's thinking
Because
of strippers.
no, because in the beginning, like when you had said it, it was like the whole Starlight thing. I automatically thought to like at that time, and it was like a whole bunch of memories, like me and my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like when me, I was coming of age, like a
I'm glad I
teenager.
could
But then
reunite
when
you
you
with your
said
stripper
bibbidi
movies.
bobbidi boo, I was like, oh, Disney. Oh, okay, cool. But it was just like it was like two different segments at the same time. It was my mind was all over the place. Sorry about that.
So you were saying that you was looking at it from Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, with Pinocchio, when that man was wishing his puppet was a real boy, you know, even that
Wow.
was very.
She took it all the way back. You know, we didn't even get to that. We didn't even capture that because we went straight to Cinderella.
Yo, we did.
Right.
That's where we was at with it. We
Cinderella
was
Disney.
picturing Cinderella, the Brandy version. That's what we was
Brand-
talking about.
Because that's the version that resonates
And then out of nowhere, we
Yeah,
jumped into like
especially with
Brandy and Monica.
that bibbity bobbity boop joint. We was like,
Yeah.
like we was thinking the song.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's one of the lyrics to the song on that
Yeah,
movie. So that's where we was at with it.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
where,
Right.
that's where I ended. But
Yeah.
I started with that start. I think Jiminy Cricket even said that, or Geppetto did. They actually said something.
Man,
about
she made me
Starlight.
want to go back and watch the movie
yo,
now,
listen,
right?
'cause I'm like, which movie said
Jiminy
Jimmy Bobby
Cricket,
Boo?
like,
That
I'll
did
make
not
sure.
even come to mind, so
Yeah, she took that joint way back.
Way back.
Wow, that's deep though. That's deep. So I don't know. I don't know if we want. We'll save it. We'll save it. I don't want to dig too deep and ask too many questions just yet. Right. So take us to the next verse.
Alright, so we got the chorus. I wish you really loved me. I wish you put me first. I wish you gave me your all, like I did when I was at my worst. But I've learned wishes don't always come true. Oh, I had to learn that with you. That just speaks to my soul. I'm so sorry.
Do it now. Talk on it. Speak on it.
Yeah, you like.
Speak
She
on
like
it.
it speaks to her soul.
Yeah.
I'm looking over here at
Speak on
Reecey.
it.
She over here just nodding, shaking her head like, man, did it? So let me ask you a question. Hearing the lyrics of your own song, does it take you back down memory lane from the angle and the point from where you wrote it?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll unpack that in a minute. So what did that mean to you, Naya?
Well, even like just the last line of having to learn something from this heartbreak. I mean, that's the realest it can get, because it's like every encounter, every situation is a lesson to be learned or something you're supposed to take from it. And it's just like when you talking about what I got from the first verse was programming, right? Like a lot of women are programmed to believe that men are their savior, right? Like men are supposed to save them physically and financially. And a lot of men are programmed to believe that women are supposed to save them emotionally. So, like men can only be vulnerable with their spouses, or can only be affectionate with their daughters, not with their sons. They confide in their mothers or their spouse more than their friends, right? So with programming, it's just like, I feel like Reecey took it to a different place. Like I'm not doing it. Whatever they've been teaching us, I don't need your money. I just need a healthy, honest relationship. So that's that deprogramming that we all need to go through, that we all need to experience. So in the course of learning something from this experience and just, getting better with time and hopefully taking those lessons into the next relationship so that you're better and healthier.
Listen, she just went
Bro.
on a whole rant
Sorry.
just now. Like, she just like I'm sitting here thinking like, is she talking about me? Like,
Yo, I was about to say, I was like,
what you trying to say, beloved? Like, I felt like you was I felt like you was preaching and testifying and trying to send shade and conviction all in one. Like, what are you trying to say about us men?
I said, wait a minute. Like,
This is not what we discussed in pre-production broadcasting. Hold on, let's go back to the meeting notes. Like, hold on, dog. Like, you changed up the game now that the artist is in the room.
This is
Like,
what lyrics do to me.
I hear that. I hear that.
They really like, you learn something different from everybody else's experiences,
Right.
which is important.
yeah. So let me ask my bro a question since she trying to come at the men.
Oh, man.
I mean, we ain't taking a line of defense, but we standing up.
Yeah, we stand
But,
together. Stand together, brother.
I mean, what you think? Like, how you feel about those lyrics and what Naya just expressed? Like, does that apply? Like,
In some sort of way, it does apply, to be honest.
now you tell the truth, because we know how you talk to your
No,
women. All right,
listen, I'm gonna keep it, you know me, man, I'm gonna keep it 100.
or don't talk to your women.
Listen, in reality of the situation and aspect of it,
Right.
yes, we do are programmed as individuals, male and female, when we grow up to see life a specific way or portrayed to be a specific way.
Yeah.
As women are portrayed like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have this Cinderella lifestyle, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying, expect the knight in shining armor. And
Right,
as men,
right,
as we
right.
grow up, we have to automatically like not be as susceptible when it comes to emotions. That you can't let people see your emotions, because if you do, then you're considered weak and you're
Right.
considered prey, and then you're considered vulnerable and you can be taken advantage of. So you have to be that emotional rock, especially for women, because women are very more emotional than men.
True.
But the only thing sometimes men want in life is to be understood. You know what I'm saying? We don't always want to have to be portrayed in that aspect or that light of, yo, I'm just this hardcore, solid guy. And,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, shedding light.
that, man.
Shout out to us real brothers in the room. Like, hold on.
Like sometimes we just want to be understood. Like I saw this, not to go off topic, too off topic, but I saw this meme the other day, and it was this dude being kind of like cradled by his girl, like you cuddling with your significant other, and it was like, men only want this. You know what I'm saying? Men act like babies when they have this, and that's true. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we want to be like vulnerable.
That vulnerable. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we want to be able to like express ourselves and let us be deep and connect with you. But unfortunately, due to society, we can't do that, because if we are, we consider punks and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? You know?
Right.
So
Right.
it's not necessary.
Right.
So I understood where he's coming from with that.
So do you think the mindset of we gotta provide and all that stuff, it takes away from that moment of vulnerability?
Yeah, definitely. Because if we need to be like the breadwinner or the head honcho or the man in charge or the leader or the tough guy, the strong man, the dependable person, it automatically takes away from any kind of emotion that you actually want to express.
Right.
Because we have to be that factor or that common denominator of you can depend on me or you can lean on me. When things get tough, because I'm gonna be that rock solid guy. I'm gonna be like the standstill mountain that you can lean on.
But I think that comes from programming. Like, unfortunately, a lot of young men don't get the opportunity to practice being emotionally healthy when they're growing up. So as soon as they're, trying to express themselves and one little thing doesn't go according to what they idealize it as being, they shut down.
You got
yeah. That's true too though. You got a point. You got a huge point on that one. Yeah.
Because the whole point of that verse is, I didn't ask you for all this macho man superficial BS that you think I want. I just wanted you. I didn't ask you to provide. I didn't ask you to do any of that stuff. I didn't ask you to take me out. I didn't ask you to buy me red bottoms. I didn't ask you to buy me Jordans. I just wanted you. So while we're trying to defend that whole part that y'all want to let out, y'all want it out until somebody can actually access it. And then it's like, I don't really want her in here.
But I'm glad you mentioned that though. So let's counter that with, what about all of the dudes and all of the guys who actually do those things? Like they get labeled also. Like women tend to call for the more bad boys, I'm gonna say in a sense. Y'all don't really like
don't even go there.
Don't do it.
Because
I know plenty of dudes. I know plenty of guys, great guys. You know what I'm saying? They'll just, like, chivalry isn't there when it comes to them. They'll hold you. They'll buy you roses just because it's just Tuesday or Monday. Like, just if it's a rainy day and you're having a bad day at work, they'll just afford you roses and have it shipped to your job, and they get considered corny, and they get considered like, oh well, I need somebody who's tougher. Or I need somebody who challenges me or spices things up for me. So it's just like, it's kind of weird. And I get where you're coming from, like, every woman is different. You know what I'm saying? But it's just weird now, like, the time that we live in. Because some people want this and some people want that.
I do not like corny guys.
See what I'm saying?
Hold on, because that's not what makes you corny.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's your aspect of corny?
It is the stuff that is said. It is the way that you think, and people say that it's shallow, but the way that you look, how you put your clothes on matters. So if you get past all of that, and not for nothing, but what music videos and stuff taught us was it was the bad boys that do that stuff. It's the hustlers that's supposed to buy you clothes and get you the furs and get you the car. So music has taught us that's the guy you go get if that's what you want, because he's the one that has the money for
it. Right,
and
that's the image of the money.
And because he's always a roaring lion on the streets, with you, he's not going to be that way. And not for nothing, when I was too young to be in the game, that's how I was taught. All the boys like that wanted girls who was ladies in the street, freaks in the bed, and so as long as you did that, you was going to be good. And then when I got old enough to play the game changed.
I think we all
talk about it.
And freaking the sheets, don't we? I mean, like, just like.
Oh, now they like the thoughts that are everywhere.
No.
No.
We don't like dots. We don't like dots.
We want ladies.
I like ladies because I want you to be able to carry yourself.
Do we?
Yes.
Yeah. I've been out with the both of you. I've seen what you gave your number to and what numbers you took. Now, do we want to talk about our racial reality?
But if we want to be all the way real, then you want to start exposing people.
Shots fired.
Hold on.
Shots fired.
Hold on now, because if you want to start exposing people, let's do so. The only reason why that I am actually pushed into that area or that venture is because the people that I actually put my interest in don't put interest in me. So therefore,
now we talking about rejection.
Yes. Now I have no other choice but to deal with.
Now we're talking about playing a leveling field.
Or you could just wait.
Wait for what?
Which is where I wish landed me. Or you could just wait for what you want and stop entertaining things that you know you don't really want.
No, it's not about entertaining things you don't. All right, so what's the difference between entertaining something that you don't want and entertaining something that you do want?
What do you mean, what's the difference?
Yeah,
it's what you just said. You said all the people I put my interest in, they're not putting it back, so then I'm forced to entertain these
So you can't judge if you're entertaining something that you
or let me say this. Let me piggyback off of what you're saying. The ones that, the ladies, right? We'll say some of them have the mindset of independent woman, I don't need no man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm successful, you can't do anything for me. or because of who I am and where I am and how I'm defined, I'm going to take you through hell, back, and some, and through all these extra hoops, tricks, swirls, twirls to get me.
Yeah,
And
true.
I don't even know what you're worth yet. So how much am I to invest before I reap anything from what I'm pouring into you?
I don't know, because that ain't what I was talking about.
I'm piggybacking on what he's saying as far as that point of rejection. So you get pushed into the arena now of, all right, I went for the lady, and this is how the lady treated me.
Yeah.
So because the quote unquote thoughts come easy, then I'ma just go this direction because I'm still getting some type of attention.
And
I'm not necessarily saying this applies. I'm just playing devil's advocate, but painting another picture, getting another
let me do
perspective.
the double conundrum to what you were saying, because you was piggybacking over mine, so I'm gonna piggyback over yours.
Okay.
So it's a double exponent factor. You said that it shouldn't apply, or it doesn't apply the same way to when if you're chasing somebody who doesn't want you, right? Or you actually like are investing in somebody who doesn't want you.
I don't know
and then
how we got here. I talked for like 20 seconds, then we keep turning 7 calls.
Alright, so let me ask you a question. So what's the difference between you giving it, like a man specifically giving attention to a female who doesn't show him that time of day, so he actually chooses to avert his attention to quote unquote hoes. I don't want to judge y'all. But he chooses to avert his attention to there, and then he gets judged for messing with those specific individuals. But at the same time, when it comes to a woman, you guys aren't considered as hoes when you deal with men who are the bad boys. And because let's be honest, as women, you guys are always focused on trying to change the bad boys into a good guy, right or wrong. You always want to change the bad guys into a good guy.
Having these conversations with me is bad because I'm the exception to every rule. So I can't help you with this. I'm just at the point, going back to the song, where I'm done with settling for, you know what, this
anything
isn't exactly what I... Yeah, and it's not about what I bring to the... It's not even about any of that. I'm just done with headaches. That's where I'm at with my life. I'm done with headaches. If you're going to take me through a bunch of changes, I'm not doing it. I'm just at the point where peace means more than trying to convert you into anything. If I feel like I'm the girl where if I feel like I got to change you, you good. Because don't nobody want to be, I'm a female and I don't want nobody to feel like if I could just get to that, she'll be great. You ain't getting to nothing. What do you think this is? So why would I approach some man like if I can just rearrange all of it? And I think maybe that's where the difference is. I don't look at guys like if I can just shift this, and this. No, if I feel like I gotta do all that,
like you gotta be in sync.
I'm over it. Yeah, I gotta vibe. I hate that word, but for lack of.
Why does everybody hate the word?
Because people use stuff because everybody's saying it. Oh my God, it's so ridiculous. It is.
Yeah. But I had to grow out of that phase because, again, like overcoming programming, and in my mind, like you supposed to hold him down until he come up.
Yes.
So it wasn't even like a matter of going in with the mindset of trying to change him, but it's just that belief or that programming that, I gotta wait till he grow up. I gotta wait till he go through all of this crap and drag me along with him, and then at the end of it will be all rosies and sunflowers.
Yeah.
And, I had to grow out of that. Like now I'm too old for that. I got kids, they stand here grown. Like nah,
So are you over the holding down aspect?
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, like if you feel like you care about somebody, you know what I mean? Like you'll stick with them.
Because now, right? So with the exception of the lady in the room and the lady on the screen,
yes, man.
right? And no offense to our followers and viewers, we appreciate y'all support. However,
prep yourself.
most women are not the levels of loyalty has shifted.
Oh, definitely.
I will give you all that.
Most women today is not about riding no more.
Yeah,
Most women today is not about holding you down. Most women today is you supposed to provide. You supposed to give me everything on a silver or a gold platter. if you can't, ain't even a match. If you can't exceed,
that's true. Yeah,
and if you can't do this, and this, then I'm not even laying with you.
Yeah,
like forget emotion, forget vulnerable investment, forget support of a business endeavor, a vision, or anything. She just like, listen, if you can't do all of these things for me,
it's a criteria.
You can't even get the cookie. What is that? And I don't even want that.
Let's tie it back to the song.
Okay.
This was the opposite.
Right.
I did all of it.
Exactly.
I wrote, I held you.
Yeah.
I didn't ask you.
Right. So you standing from that standpoint of wishing like,
I didn't
because I did all this.
I did all, and you know, I think you know where the song came from. So you know I ain't telling no lies.
Yeah, nah.
I held it down. I did everything plus stuff I never did before. Didn't want none of it back. Never brought it up because I just want you. I will shield you from the world to you. Because in my case, he was in the point where he was good till I got there. I don't know if I'm the curse or what the fuck was going on, but once I arrived, everything started going backwards. And because I loved the core of who he was, it was like, all right, I got you. And I'm not going to play you to nobody. I got you. And then at the end of the day, after years passed, still don't nobody know about me. I ain't got no ring. You don't talk about it. You still cheating probably from how you behave. And it's like after all that I did, I still come back to having nothing at the end of it. So for me, it's not a matter of I ain't going to ride, I ain't going to be loyal. It's I'll still be loyal and I'll still ride. But everybody, I'm not climbing on the back riding with you. Yeah. I done rode till the wheels fell off. I helped you change the tire. When we ran out of spare tires, I sat there till somebody else came up. I put you on my back and walked you down the street. So now at this point, and there's still nothing, like there's still, I just want you. Can you just come over? See, and this is why the perspective of the song is important, so you understand. I just wanted you to come over and sit and watch TV with me. I just wanted you to freaking hold my hand. I actually wanted to cook and you come sit down and eat, and that was too vulnerable for you. That was too in touch for you. But all the other stuff that I did, that was cool. But getting to you was too much. And that's where I say, and women and men both do it. A lot of times women think they want stuff till they get it, and then they don't. Women have an issue of saying what they want, and they actually complain about everything. So when you do what they ask, they didn't complain about the other aspect. And then when you go back to not doing it, and it's a headache. But men do the same thing. You want that woman who can hold you and shield you, but some men have been so used to nobody being able to access that. And when somebody does, it's so uncomfortable. They go into self-sabotage mode. Because I don't want nobody here. Because the one time somebody did,
ripped it apart.
Yes,
absolutely
correct.
I can agree and testify to that. I like how you talk though. You speak very passionately, and one of the things that stuck with me that you said, I loved you to the core of you. Like meaning, I accepted you for who you were. The bad, the good, the great, the positive, the negative, you know what I mean? And true love like that is hard to find today. And the whole thing is, it's like, again, and I'm going to just speak for me and my personal experience. I can't speak for everybody, but in most relationships that I have endured, it was a matter of, again, she wants all of this, I give her all of that, and she still can't even meet me where I am. Yeah. Not even at the halfway point. You feel me? Like, I get, and I tell people all the time, you know, and for the next guy, I apologize because I feel like I created some monsters.
You did, you know it.
Because I spoiled them. I did. I apologize. Bros, listen, I ain't gonna give y'all no names, but I apologize because I spoiled some of them. Real talk. I spoiled some of them because to me, I was doing my job. I was doing my part. You feel me? I was providing. I was doing everything that you asked of me, but when I asked you for this one thing.
The one thing.
And I ain't gonna hold you, ain't even nothing deep, sincere. No. Maybe it is. But the only thing I ever asked was, just stand by my side. Just support me. You feel me? Just support. Be my cheerleader. I'm not even asking you to do nothing. I don't want you to give me. Here we go. I'm back on the song. I don't want you to give me no money.
No.
Listen, when I'm going to receive the award, I just want you on my arm.
That's all. I want you screaming the loudest.
You feel
in
me?
the
Like,
audience.
yeah, like
emotional support.
everybody should know who you are. In the room.
Correct.
Like you should be so loud that people should be like, who is that?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
now that
like,
the
you
question
should
is
be in a
asked,
situation.
and shout outs to my boo who's here with you. Feel me? That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Can't even get it.
Can't get it.
Can't get it.
I think it's just because of the time that we live in, like everybody.
Vocabulary and perception are important with the things that both of you are saying, Chris and Reecey, because, you know, people, again, we talked about the overuse of vibe, but people say I love you all day, every
Yes,
day, and
they
every
do.
single time they need something.
Man,
Yes.
We just had this
So when you're
conversation.
We
saying
just had
I
this
need your support to somebody who's never really understood what that meant,
yeah,
that could look like something totally different to them than it does to you.
yeah.
So they should be thinking, it's hard to be on one accord with people. That's where the real issue come in, is making sure that what I'm saying is being perceived the way that I am saying it.
Now let me tell you what was jacked up about my situation, and this is why I could not go live. That way, if I want to post pieces of this, I
The
cut
glasses
and,
off for that one.
cut
So
and
you know it's
paste. Because me and the individual do dang near the same thing.
real.
So
I like
all
it.
you had to do was mirror what I did for you.
Wow.
I gave you the template on how to be there, on what to do, because I did it for you. All you had to do was return it, just a little.
Wow.
Not even all the time, just a little bit.
Right.
Every time you looked up, I was there. Whenever you needed it, it got to the point I was so in sync. I knew what you needed before you asked for it. It started to get sickening. So I already had it ready before you ever asked me. And you could, I'm not talking about he tried, but I'm talking about like legit kind of no effort. And not for nothing, I'm learning that some people are so damaged, they don't know how to love you back. They're not emotionally capable. As far as they know they're doing a bad job, and they know they ain't healed. But they try, you know what I'm saying? They're not really trying, but they're giving you all the
they're
terribleness
giving the best
they can. Yes.
They're giving you what's left and what they know.
And then you got to decide, okay, well, is this good enough? Because, all right, so I get it. You're doing the best you can. But, I mean, I don't love you at another level. Don't you want to come up with me? Ain't there levels to this? Don't we say that all the time?
We do, but you know what? I will take what you're saying, and I will tell you this. And there's one thing that I say quite often, and this is what I apply to my life. You got to meet people where they are.
You say it all the time.
Because I've done more internal damage trying to bring people up to my level.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I've lost more of me trying to bring people up to my
So
level.
here's the question. So with this type of situation, is it okay to be like, I love you so much, I'm going to take what you're giving me?
No.
Or should you be like, there's got to be somebody that
There's
can
gotta
do
be
what
more
I'm
to this.
Yeah,
Man,
what do
You
you
can't
do?
settle. You can't settle.
Listen, hold that for the next song. Right? Write that in the next one because
I'll be
yo,
crying for real.
listen, we need to hear from the audience because you know what? That is a good question. Like, how long do we stay in the situation? You know what I mean? Is it more to this, or do we just allow love to do what it does, and then just? I mean, the question: are we settling, or are we loving? I mean, what?
Or are we staying down until they come up?
Are we staying
Like
down until they come up?
That
I mean,
goddamn loyalty is a two-edged sword. It's like
Yeah.
it's so great for those on the receiving end, but when you possess it, that thing will stab you to death. Cause you sitting there and you feel, and here's the crazy thing: when you finally be like, I can't do this. There's got to be more. You feel bad for leaving because you know they're not gonna be okay without you.
Right,
You
right,
know it.
right.
You know they're not gonna be okay if you leave, but you feel like you need more, and then you feel bad because it's like you starting to pick you, and then you're like, well, is that selfish? It's just like it's a nightmare.
So you said something, and this is a question that me and Naya we get into all the time, and we always try to unpack it and we entertain and get other people involved. But you said loyalty is a double-edged sword, and I always pose the question: is there a difference between love and loyalty?
I think so.
1,000,000%.
Definitely.
And with that, which one outweighs the other?
Loyalty outweighs love.
It actually does.
Loyalty
Exactly.
outweighs love, 100%. I could lie to you all day and still saying I love you.
Yeah.
Here's the sick thing. You could lie to me all day and actually really love me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can lie to you all the time and be like, yo, I love you, and that's why I'm lying to you. But loyalty is something different. That's just like automatic. Like it's just a feeling, like a membrane. It's a part of your DNA. Like when you actually truly care about someone, like loyalty is like it's one of those things where, and I'm not trying to like go into like the street aspect. Like loyalty is one of those things where somebody could just come in your room and just say, or come to your house and be like, hey, we gotta go somewhere. We gotta hurt some people. I can't tell you what we doing or how we going to do it, but we gotta get it done. And you be like, all right, cool. Whose car we taking? You don't ask no question. That's loyalty. That's
right.
You know what I'm saying? But love is, you know what I'm saying? Like people get cheated on all the time out of the name of love. And I recently had a conversation with somebody who was like so blindly in love that the fact that like she's like, oh well, he didn't mean it because he loves me, or he didn't mean it because I know he cares about me and I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I'm like, what are you
Here's
talking
the crazy thing. He could love you and meant it.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy. People can really love people because, again, some people really are, your childhood just plays such a huge part.
Yeah.
So it shapes who you are. And based on that, you can really love somebody and almost never do right by them.
That's true.
There are people like that. I witnessed it with Sir on the left, where he gets upset because these people say they love him, and what he doesn't realize is they really do. They're just that's the best that they know how to do. They just screwed up. Everybody around them was a user, so they a user.
Yeah.
Everybody around them lied, so they lied. Everybody around them was a thot, so they was a thot.
Man, listen.
They really do love you.
The truth right
They
now.
just don't-
Jesus Christ.
They don't know.
They love me but don't do right.
Yeah.
Character and love is two
But if you
different
love
things.
me, then do right.
We just said love and loyalty is two different things, man.
We got a comment from Jasmine Sorrell. She said, but if it's love, is it really settling? In our minds, we say we're settling, but our hearts say we still got to ride. I mean, yeah, that's a point.
No.
I think that it comes with inspiration. So if I'm inspired to hold you down until you come up, then I don't feel like it's settling. But I feel like with inspiration, it comes with, does the good outweigh the bad? Because
Yes,
if
ma'am.
I'm giving more than I'm receiving, and
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to stay until I'm depleted, I'm not staying any longer than that.
Right.
I have nothing else. I gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you what was the kicker for me. When I saw, because love will make you make excuses, which we call riding. I would watch what I desired from them start giving to other people. That is when it started to be like, okay, you either just won't or can't.
Yeah.
And either way, I
Not
have an
something that's
issue
for you,
with that.
Right.
I know you're capable of it. You just have certain areas where you feel okay. And at this point, I've proven myself. If at this point all I've done has not given you the ability, I ain't talking about 6 months, I'm talking about years of ride or die, proving it. And I'm gonna tell you the biggest lie. This thing where if they're good to their mom and their sisters, they'll be good to you. I have watched dudes be so good to their mothers, and I got none of it.
I'm about to say, because that is.
And I love my
You know what
brother.
I used to grow up with? I used to hear that all the time. Like, oh,
That
well,
is not
you
true.
want to see how a man going to treat you, see how he
he
treat
treats
his
his
mother
mother.
and his
Yeah, I'm
sister.
like,
And
that
I'm
does
like, well,
not
wait a minute,
apply
because that's
at
two
all.
different kind of
Yeah,
relationships.
it doesn't apply. You don't know.
You don't know
the
the history that I have with my
Yeah, it's
family.
different. Yeah,
You
it's
feel
different.
me? Like, and you know, just it's a personal moment. Like, because of the things and the experience and the hell that
Yeah.
I've been through with my mother, but I still honor and respect her because as a single mother, she
Yeah.
did the best that she could.
Exactly.
So I honor women even the more, but I will tell you this: I'm very hard on women, absolutely.
Because you always.
But I will do so much more to push a woman to the forefront because of the lack of the woman that I had as a
Can
mother.
I tell you the angle I've seen? The guys I had, they were two of them specifically are fantastic to their moms. This is what I started to learn. I'm the one person who doesn't, I actually cater to them while they cater to everyone else.
Yeah.
So they become used to giving there and then just receiving from me.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even realize they do it. If I set them down and told them that they did it, they would tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. But in a quiet moment, they probably sit somewhere and cry like, oh my gosh, she's right. They're good to their moms. And their moms expect them to be good to them. That's almost a rule, because to an extent, for one, he was always the man. For the other one, the dad died, so he had to be the man. And so they put so much out with their mom and with their siblings. And because I cater to them, because I see that nobody's taking care of them, that becomes my role. And for some reason, there's never this appreciation of, she the only one doing for me, I gotta do for her. It just becomes my role to do. I do for them, she does for me.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what the flip is going on? Like, and even with my brother, this how I know it ain't true. From that and that, Tony would go, and he's gotten so much better. Let me just say, so much better.
Shout out to Tony.
But Tony,
Yeah, right.
Tony would buy me the 2 for $15 shirts for Christmas, and then buy his girl a leather jacket, Tim boots, and it was crazy. For him, me and my mom was the secure thing. They will always be there. They the riders.
Yeah.
This I gotta secure. Sometimes the way
Like, you gotta go that extra mile for this one just to keep that
Yes.
one present. But these other two, they always gonna be around.
Whoever
so I
they
mean,
think-
But Reecey, you just solved your own confusion. I'm sorry, because some men think that their woman is going to be there regardless, so they have to sew
Correct.
into other people or
Correct.
everybody else.
And that's
their
what I
girl
did.
is good.
Yes,
they already
ma'am.
got you. You good. You
Yes,
they don't
ma'am.
gotta do anything else because you ain't going nowhere because you're a rider. That's
Yes,
what they
ma'am.
talk.
That is
They
what
like-
I get.
They dropping so many gems and speaking so much wisdom, but I also feel like, as a man, I feel like I gotta have something to say.
yo, I felt the same.
Like,
I was
dang.
like, bro, I'm trying to listen, but I'm
You-
like, yo,
you
it's
did
so
the-
weird.
It's not the Reecey and Naya show. Hold
No,
up.
you did the wrong thing because you got the two girls who probably think the
We
most
talk
like
about
men.
women ain't got it together. We know
No.
that.
But I will also say this, because of, for those who don't know, right? So Naya's my sister. Shout out to her. That's my baby boo. That's my ride right there, right?
We love these.
And Reese is another sister, just not blood. And the thing that I can say about the two of them, though, and it's often, it's a joke, but it's not okay to say, but they are the men in their relationships. Like,
That is
the
so
level
true.
of loyalty
Okay.
that they carry,
No, not say loyalty, the level of testosterone. Because they got way more testosterone than these dudes they be dating, and they be manhandling them. We be doing nothing out there in the open, yo.
don't shed light on their thug life.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
thug dizzle.
But Dees, the crazy thing is I think the both of us think we get thugs. And this is the crazy thing, and we still wind up being
The most
the
hardcore.
most
Yo,
manly.
you know what though? And I will say, because what's crazy is they have had some thugs in their life. Thugs.
Okay, you gotta use the air quotes too.
But I don't know what block they came off of. They might have came out of the same city.
Listen.
But what block they rep?
Florida.
Hey. Trick love the kid. You better be careful.
Check the blood again.
You know what?
Nah, these, Naya, she representing the 215. That's Philly all day right there.
Listen, I already know.
She a city girl, I'm the only country brother down here,
City girls, so we ain't gonna have no hot girl summer this year. I'm
Yeah.
listening to that right now.
Oh, they still have a hot girl summer. COVID ain't stopped none of them thoughts. I just rode through Camden today and I saw all Eves in the garden. Ain't nobody had no clothes
Listen,
on. I was
and that's
like,
how they ate the apple right there.
oh
The
man.
other day, like, ain't you see somebody getting their hair cut in the sidewalk?
Hey.
In the barber chair.
That's love right there. That's
That's
love.
where we're
That's
at.
commitment right there. That's like,
That's
you can never
called
find no
Untitled
more commitment
Chapter.
between somebody and their barber.
Listen, shout out to all the viewers on Facebook Live, those in the watch party. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate all the support. This is our first episode. Shout out to our sponsor, Anchor. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Hoop Creations. We appreciate you. For those who are just joining in, understand that we are talking with this great artist, Reecey Siren.
Yeah.
And we are talking about, listen, we're talking about her new single, I Wish, which is
Amazing.
available on all outlets. If you don't have it, you're behind the curve. You need to catch up.
Listen, and then if you like R&B, if you like rap,
Yeah.
definitely listen to this song. She does. She's
Y'all need to follow her as an artist altogether. She brings
For sure.
a different level of diversity to music. I respect her artistry because for those who know my background in music, you know I've been in music all my life, grew up in music, right? Writing for different mainstream artists, producing, doing music, arranging nonstop, and I will tell you, you know, sometimes it's very hard to be creative with some of the artists of today. It is very hard. You get boxed in. They have a one mind. They want a certain sound and this and that or whatever.
Yeah.
But this lady right here, I can tell you, I love everything she does. I mean, she can touch every genre from gospel to R&B to hip hop to rap to indie to pop to rap. I mean, she has touched every aspect and genre of music, and she brings this power curve that causes us to have conversations like this. She is like listen, you help birth Lyrics to Life podcast. Like,
Yeah.
real talk. Like, this is such an honor to have you
That
in the
actually is
room
humbling.
because it's
She's blushing.
important.
She's blushing. Yeah, she's blushing like,
Nah, it's
I
important that
love
we
talking to
spotlight
people.
artists like her. Like, it's hard to come across artists like you that are secure and confident in their creativity. They not about going with the flow. They're not about not wearing certain things or wearing certain things to just be, you know what I mean, in the spotlight. You have created a lane for you and others by what you do in your creativity. So we salute you. We definitely do. But going back to the song, yo, take us to the next
The second verse, we didn't
the
even
next
know
verse.
that.
Get to that,
That's the whole time.
that first verse and chorus was heavy.
It was deep.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, round we go. Will it stop? Who knows? Can I just leave? Tell my feet go. It's like I'm paralyzed. How to walk, I don't know. You broke it and now you can't fix it. Wrecked it like Ralph, but there's no Felix. I'm all in pieces. Look what you did. I was every woman, but you played me like a kid. You gotta be a joke, cause no real man would ever do this. I'm crying into my fist. Not off the block, you about to get chipped. I wish. You know, that was my favorite part.
Oh, Thug Dizzle over there. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but just your lyrics and the flow, like your lyrical content, the vision that it represents and brings to my mind, like if you didn't understand any of the words that was just said, but if you get the image of Wreck-It Ralph, how big that dude was and how destructive he is, like everything that man touches, he tears apart. So if you didn't even understand the lyrics, but just to get that vision in your mind and picture Wreck-It Ralph destroying and tearing up your life, that right there, listen, I ain't even gonna lie, no homo, I shed a tear. It was just like, dang, like heart broke, crushed into pieces. Like, I mean, I felt that joint like, yo, she took she didn't even use a chisel. She just came in with the whole power drill. I mean, just tore me up. Like,
But she also said there's no feeling, so there's no balance. Like you just wrecking
Because
it,
the
and
game
you
has
ain't
fixed
even
it
trying to
Felix.
fix it. You're not even
Yeah.
trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like do right at all. Give me a little bit of energy, give me a little bit of effort, and we might be able to salvage this thing.
yeah, it's crazy. Listen, we got so many people in here. Hey, shout out to music producer Taiwan Johnson, music major. What's up, bro? Congratulations on your graduation, man.
Yes,
Congrats and salute to you, yo. Listen, if y'all don't know, listen, we got some powerful people that's in this watch room on the live. Hey, start following some of these folks, man. Hey, get connected, yo. We not just here just to unpack music, but to network and collab. So if you out here looking for some music, Taiwan Music Major Johnson, that's the plug right there.
That's an absolute. I didn't want to do this song
Why not?
because
What?
You see how my neck jerked too?
We all like
We all look like What?
Because I have been fighting back tears the whole time we've been here because all of my music is very in my feelings.
Yeah.
However, I'm very thuggish about being in my feelings. So
That's why I love it.
Yes, this was the first song where I was like, all right, let me just tell the truth. I wasn't even going to do this song if I was going to sell it or attempt to. We're going to speak in faith because this was about to start happening.
Yeah.
And when Black Surf heard it, he went and made a beat to it. I still wasn't going to do the song because it was I wrote the song directly from, I was at this event with the person. I came home and I was like, something is not right. And there is nothing like wanting to fix something and you can feel that the person on the other end either A, don't want you to fix it, or B, don't care if it just blow up. You sitting there like, I gotta fix this, and they pretty much like walking down the street giving you the deuces like, I'm good.
Yeah.
And that's how it felt, and I just started talking out loud, and out came the words to the hook. The problem was when I would post it, people started inboxing me. Somebody inboxed me this week, they were like, I started crying. They were like, I needed you to write this song because I needed to confront how I feel so I could cry and so healing could start. The problem for me is I didn't watch the situation, I lived it.
Yeah.
So to hear it back is so painful. When the guy mixed the hook, he don't never did it. He called me. I have never heard his voice. He called me. He said, who did this? He said, it's been a long time since I've heard a track like this. He was like this. He said, I'm going to play it all the way home. He said, I just wanted to send you what I did. I kept trying to sing with it, and I couldn't. Every time I tried to sing it, I just started crying. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this song live. Because people are so used to people just talking in their songs.
Yeah.
They don't realize that there's still people who mean every word of what they're saying.
Right, and living through it.
Living this, yes. And music for me, legitimately, is how I stay out of jail. It's how I keep from murdering people. It's how I keep from killing people.
That's right.
It's how I do it. It's
That's right.
music.
Someone please call 911.
She clocked up, won't let her out.
Those.
We could be mad at this song, you could be mad at this book, but you alive because of it.
Correct.
So you're welcome.
Correct. And you know what's crazy? The people who the stuff be about, they don't even know unless I tell them. They be like, that joint dope. I be like, that didn't sound familiar to you at all. Nothing about that said, wait a minute. If I don't tell them, they have no clue. Like, at all. Like, you don't. How you could just be such a wrecking ball and you don't even know it? How you don't know? You tearing somebody's life up.
Y'all hear what she said? A wrecking ball. You know them big
Wrecking ball,
joints that they use to tear down
This
buildings? Like,
demolition, man.
one swing, whoosh.
Literally. And that's how it is.
Yeah.
One swing. Whoosh.
But to take it back to what you said before about you wanting to be more thuggish in your music, to being more considered like emotionally like open. I feel like, not to say or judge you as an artist, but being emotionally open, I feel like people could probably relate more to you because there's more authenticity when it comes to that, and they can relate more. Like, you don't have to put up that facade or that shield, like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm hardcore.
Well, here's the issue.
You don't gotta let, I don't gotta let you in.
Here's the issue. I'm just gonna tell the truth. I go through a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm miserable 90% of the time. So here's why I don't like In My Feelings music. Let's say we just broke up. I don't need to listen to a song about we just broke up to help me cry. I feel bad enough. I'm the person that, no lie, I'm the person, when you do something to me, I'm the one listening to party music. I'm listening to thug music. Let's go shoot you.
Jeezy
I'm
to me.
legit, because I don't need help. I don't need help feeling bad, but people aren't like me.
Yeah.
People want to cry. People want to. I do it all the time. I don't want to do it, but people want to feel that way. Because in these, I'm telling a story. So the next song is kind of the next evolvement of it, which is I'm gonna make it look good, which is as In My Feelings, but completely in a different way. Because I'm the type of person, I don't want to feel bad. I love Adele. I think she's dope. I don't spend a whole bunch of time listening to her music. I don't need you to help me cry.
Like,
Right.
I do that good by myself.
Yeah.
I listen to Christians playlists sometimes. I'll be like, this don't make you feel bad. Like, I will come in the house and be fighting back tears.
He
I
tried
was
listening
like,
to some other music that I put him on too. So he like, oh yo, I like that song. Send it to me.
I was like, this don't make you want to slit your wrist? Like, what the heck?
You know, for me, and it's crazy because, you know, while you're sitting here talking and you're talking about from the position that you write, you know, I'm sitting here and I'm reflecting, and like I got my own songs that I have written playing back in my mind, and I'm like, dang, you know, it does take you to an emotional point. For me, and like you, and I think at least most creative writers, right? When writing a song, for me, when I'm writing from that point or that moment of what I'm feeling, that's also my way of communicating.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very emotional person, so when it comes to me trying to express my feelings, the words don't come in a conversation. Because
Correct.
I'll just end up start crying. Because one, I'm upset because you're making me talk about it. Two, I'm upset because you're looking at me like I'm crazy. Three, I'm upset because you're not understanding where I'm coming from. So I'm feeling even more pain. So for me, it's like I gotta get it out. So I let my pen do it. So when I am playing my emotional playlist back, right, I'm still, because I'm a processor, you know what I mean? So for me, it's like sometimes I play back the song to get over the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what it is for me. It's like I gotta play back that moment where I was, what I was feeling, so on and so forth, and then I gotta break it down and process it like, okay, well, what made you feel this way? How do we get over it? What do we do different? Boom, got it. Got the solution. Boom. Now I'm on to the next song.
Not me at all. That's why I write the way I do. You made me feel bad. I want to feel better now. Period. End of story.
Right.
That is Reecey. That's me.
Yeah.
Just support your heart on your pen.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's to get it out, and this why I didn't want to do the song. I'd have gave it to somebody, let them sing it, make all the money, get my money, no problem. I didn't want to have to keep connecting with the feeling of it.
Yeah.
And what made it worse was, because I wrote the first verse and the hook last year. We thought somebody was going to get on it, they did not. So then I had to go back and write a second verse because I had wrote the verse to rap it. When somebody was getting on it, I didn't rap the bridge. So then when they weren't getting on it, I didn't want to rap the bridge and the second verse. So I had to go back and write a verse. And what was sad to me was, this sound like all my relationships. They've all been just like this, which made me cry even the more. Because you keep, and it's just like, this is what it's been. And so every time the song plays, every time I would try to sing it or figure out how I'm going to sing it, I would just start crying because I was like, I can't believe that I have just lived this and 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 lived. And I think that's why now I'm to the point where I'm okay with being by myself because I'm done playing this wish game where I'm just giving, and love is about giving and not what you expect in return. And if everybody thought like that, we'd be cool because we both be giving.
Everybody thought like that. And you know what, even in the beginning of this conversation, I was just thinking about that. Like, if people would think from the beginning on the level of this is a relationship. So we both should be, and it should, that 50-50 mindset, let's cancel that. Give your all and I give my all.
Correct.
Don't give me half of you and no. We in this together. Don't, it's not 50-50, it's all or nothing.
Correct.
You feel me? And that's how we should enter relationships. Give me your all. Give me the good, give me the bad, give me the cute, give me the ugly, but give it to me up front and give it to me real. So, you know what I'm saying?
I think
Because
that 50-50 came from that we gotta complete each other.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like that's why I see where the 50-50 thing is coming from. Like meet me halfway, like to the point where I don't feel like I have to over exceed or you don't have to over exceed, and we can just meet each other in the middle, and then we just like balance each other out.
Because if we giving our all of one another, when you're weak, I'm strong. So where you falling short, I'm picking you up. When I fall short, you picking me up. You understand? If you already exerted that percentage of your energy within that 50, you have nothing left. So now we both in the gutter.
So let me ask you a question though. When both people are actually going 100%, isn't there going to come a time where there's an argument or a situation or conversation where someone feels like the other person isn't handling their whole 100%? Like, because that's
Not
every
if they're
relationship.
giving 100.
No, not if you're giving 100 because if we
that's like-
both giving 100, understand that when we come together, we're one.
But that's like asking
So
for
it's
you to be 100%
fruitful and
all the
multiply.
time.
Yeah, you gotta be 100 all the
You can't
time.
be 100% all the time.
Well,
We're not
yeah.
perfect, bro. You can't be 100%
We're not
all the
saying be
time.
perfect.
We're not saying be
just said
perfect, but we're
100.
telling to strive for perfection, though.
Strive for perfection.
Absolutely.
You can be the best person that you can be. That's
Right. So
possible.
That's
give your
striving.
100. So give your 100. Don't give me half.
It's gonna come days like we're human. We're gonna come days where we can't give 100%.
Okay.
You're missing the point. You're thinking of like
Yeah.
I'm sick, so I'm no.
No, not
that's
like like being sick, but like you know what I'm saying.
No.
Sometimes we become like misplaced in it. You know what I'm saying. We become forgettable. Like you know what I'm saying.
Right,
we
but that's
forget
the
things and we
problem,
can't
though.
be like
Correct.
what someone imagines us to be at our best.
What
There's
you
days
say,
that we
Naya?
can't
What was
be.
that comment?
Like that's when problems start. When you get complacent or you feel like it don't
Right.
require as much energy as it always has,
Right.
and you start falling off. That's when the
But you have to
relationship
be.
falls off.
Listen,
Hey,
no,
though,
I always
that's
say
exhausting.
no, bro, because I
That's
always
love.
say, but, right, and because here's the thing.
And that's exhausting.
So it ain't for you.
Ah!
And most people who feel like you, a lot of us would be less damaged if they would come to the realization you just did. That's exhausting. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Like not every
Peace
day.
out.
Like it's capable of love, but like trying to be perfect.
Tavon,
all the
Nah,
we're
time.
but
not
listen,
trying to be
yo,
perfect.
And here's the thing that I always say in relationship, yo. Keep dating each other. The same
Yeah,
stuff you
yeah.
did in the beginning
Like
to
excite
impress
each
me
other.
to get me.
Yeah.
That's what you should keep. Yeah, that keeps the momentum. That's what you should always. So that's the 100.
Yeah.
So that 100 that you gave in the beginning to bag, you should keep that same energy, right? Since that's where everybody want to use, right? Catch the vibe.
This,
Keep
you
that
finding out
same
this ain't for you. I'm
energy.
telling you, you having an epiphany moment. Because you know why? Because, and I can say this because I've been with people for years. 2 years later, you still the first person I want to talk to first thing in the morning.
Yes.
Still, I want to be like, good morning, babe. How'd you sleep? That never gets old
But-
to me
but-
because that's how I love.
But what I'm talking about when it comes to like what he said, like you gotta still like do what it is that attracts you to like significant other,
Yeah.
like keep things spiced up or whatever. So I'm thinking about like traveling. I'm thinking about like romantic vacations and stuff like that. That's financially exhausting, bro.
Say,
Yo,
everybody
that's
don't always have that. Ain't nobody ever took me. You wanna know the most romantic thing a dude did for me? No lie, I'll give you 2 examples. One was he picked me up and he held my hand all the way to where we was gonna eat. That made me feel so special. The other thing somebody else did was they came to my house. They was at my house for like 19 hours. They never touched their phone the whole time. That thing sat there with me, laid up with me the whole day, watching TV with me. That's romance to me. You better get away from these birds who need you. Take them somewhere and do stuff on the dog all the time.
And
A
that's
real
what
woman,
and I'm like, if you get
Oh
it back,
man, I hear you though. I hear you.
it won't be. And
Yeah.
a real woman doesn't need all that. Do
But-
I want you to take me somewhere? Sure, but hold my hand.
But check this out,
Yeah,
right?
Rub
like
my
be that
face.
be that listening aspect.
Yeah, but see, so let me say
I was
that.
getting her upset just now.
If she giving me her 100, none of that stuff will become exhausting. It
No.
would make me want to do it even the
Correct.
more.
But that's what I'm saying. But like in the aspect of like having to do all of that.
No,
traveling.
honey, you just ain't. You either ain't had it or love ain't for you. That's what we finding out right
You
now. Next
abandoned me.
episode,
Love don't live here anymore.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not capable of love. I am capable of love.
Then you ain't
I
had
do have, but I don't experience love the same way that other people experience it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know me. You already know my upbringing.
But that's because you don't let nobody in.
because I'm from the streets.
That. But that's the difference, though.
What's rule number 4?
Listen, but that.
Don't show no love.
But
Love
that's
gets
the
you killed.
thing. See, yeah,
with
right?
niggas. I mean, with
I understand that.
in the game.
Language.
No. He right though, and I understand that, and I get that mentality, but that's also the same angle that they're coming from, right? We went against the rule.
Yeah.
We broke the rule for you.
Yeah.
So because
So it's
I
like-
loved you this much and was loyal,
Yeah.
why
So it's
I
like
wish you would
like,
do the same.
Yeah, it's like convening around it. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying with the mindset of absolutely, and it's crazy. He gonna say rule number 4. You are so stupid, but so true. Rule number 4, absolutely. Love will get you killed. Absolutely. And it is an emotional reckoning. It is an emotional death. 110%. That's the risk that you take.
Yeah.
But with the street mentality, the same risk that you're taking to go out there and do what you do
Huh?
should apply for rule number 4.
Huh?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
The same risk. And as it catch the vibe, right? Keep that same energy. So if you're going to put that risk in other categories, then it should apply in all rules. You feel me?
You want me
Wait,
to
I
dial
just
that
got
number?
add on because I read somewhere and probably
So
on
you
social
can say
media
this
somewhere,
on
but
that
they
voice
said, a marriage certificate is just a piece of paper, so I don't know why I have to give it so much energy and effort, but, dollars is just a piece of paper and you give that so much energy and effort.
Correct.
Oh, that's
So,
true.
you
Dang.
making it
Yo, now you always got she's such a writer.
With this
She's such a writer. She
like,
always got to come hard with it. If y'all didn't hear what she said she correlated, right, a marriage certificate to the dollar, because people always be like, a marriage certificate is just a piece of paper. Why I got to give so much energy? But on the street, you give so much energy to get that dollar, that's paper too. So that same amount of energy that you're giving towards that dollar should be that same energy that you give to that marriage.
People always try to have, and this is how you know where you should be doing it. Because everybody, it's never an effort, so you got to give an effort.
Yeah.
And then now you don't want to. When it comes to that love thing and to the God thing, because I'm going to tell you what was crazy. When I said the hook, I said, that's a song. Hand to God. I was standing in my living room. I was like, yo, that's a song. I was like, that's crazy. Hand to God. God was like, yup. So I did just like this. I said, what? He said, you right. He said, because I wish you really loved me. I wish you put me first.
Wow.
I wish you gave your all like
Wow.
I did when I was at my worst. But I've learned wishes don't always come true. Because I had to learn that with you. I stopped what I was doing. I went, you're right. I said, you're right. I said, I repent. I said, you're right. And this is why people shouldn't be so judgmental about what they think is R&B and what they think is this.
Yeah.
If people would just listen sometimes.
Listen. Come on.
Because in the rant, I very clearly said, I don't even remember what I said. Whatever I wrote down on that thing. I said, how could you let this happen? I was so blind. He said, I said the same thing because I thought you were mine. People just listen to what they want to listen to, but I'm telling a whole story. So then the last chorus, when it plays, it's kind of like him talking. Now he's singing it back to you, and you like, shoot, like, dang. Because one day I was in my house, I was like, what is the obsession with love? Because it can ruin, it can be so beautiful when it's great, but that thing can tear your whole life up.
Yeah.
So,
the worst person you could possibly be.
I said to the Lord, I was like, what is the obsession with this? And the truth of the matter is, we get it from him. Because love is what motivated him to do what he did. Love is what made him come. Love is what made him sacrifice himself. So we're just like our Father. The problem is the people we love, they're not like him.
Yeah.
But he knew that we wouldn't be like him, and he loved us. So now we got the more challenging task of trying to love the people down here, which is just...
But would you say that?
If we knew better, I'd have signed up to be a nun. But it's too late in the game for me
But in
now.
a way, like, would you be able to say that it's just a part of the process? Like, we all have to have people put in our path to learn who we are as a person and who we don't need. So would you say that that's like a learning lesson or a curve?
If you,
that needs it?
I'm gonna let you have that, sure.
Yeah.
I've had about 10 lessons.
I mean, but it's never, it's not a limitation to it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now it ain't no limitation. You just didn't want to give 100 every day. Now
Nah.
ain't no limitation. You surely was trying to give 100.
Shots fired!
Though. Now ain't no limitation.
I was willing to give 100 at a time, but
And this is what happens. Y'all start out wanting it as bad as we do, and you all come across somebody bad early, and y'all are never the same. And what's not fair is when we do it, we're angry black women.
No, man,
When we get to the 10th person who has done it for the 10th time, and now we kind of mad, we angry. But when that first girl y'all really love hurt y'all and cheat on y'all, y'all don't ever recover.
I didn't say nothing.
We
about love.
wasn't he just talking about?
I just said when I was ready to go that distance, but I didn't say love though.
You said, okay, the fact of the matter is, y'all get damaged early, and then we be trying to fix it for the rest of life. And it's unfair. Somebody said to me, they were like, men and women process cheating different. They said men never recover, because all they do, every time you do something, they gonna want to know, did you do that with him? Did you do that for him? And what y'all don't realize is we do the same thing.
Facts.
That's why we be so mad. But we have to be quiet because we're not allowed to say anything, because if you want to fix it, you can't keep harping on it. But we think the same thing. Did he do this with her? Did he do that to her? Did he do that for her? Did he say that?
I can agree with that, and I understand that. But I will also say, and you know, we've had this conversation all the time, and I'm the first. I'll be the first to always say it. Men are very emotional, and the difference is we won't communicate those, or y'all don't communicate those things. The women, y'all do so much better with
Hiding emotions.
processing, managing, hiding, and communicating than men do. Like our process, because you gotta remember, right? Because women are emotional creatures, right? Y'all are emotional beings. That's how y'all created. So y'all got that. Y'all flow with that. We're logical. So if it don't make sense, we have to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So for us, it's like she acting this way, she cheating. Then we can move on. Then we can process that. But if she acting this way because she having hormonal
we can't.
symptoms,
We can't relate
won't
to
understand that.
I don't relate to that.
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
When I want to act crazy, I'm act crazy. But I don't. Some of my most logical moments is during those times. So let me just say
I've literally experienced women who were pregnant and experienced no symptoms. The moment they read the book that said they should feel this way at day 63,
Correct.
she went from 0 to 1,000
Correct.
real quick. Like, wait a minute, you was fine this whole pregnancy. You was good. Now my back hurt. I got a headache. I'm having these cravings. Oh, I'm hurting. Da 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 da. You should be doing this. Rub my feet. Wait, sis, hold on. Because you was outside changing the tire with me 10 minutes ago. Now you read the book.
Put in antifreeze.
What happened?
Lord.
Like, and that's that balance and unbalance there. You know what I'm saying? Because with men, it's like this is us.
Yeah,
Period.
like a straight board.
We're just here.
Like flatline.
You know what I mean? And then if you get the emotion, you're gonna get the emotion. So we're either here or we're here. That's it. And then when we're down, we're down. Like, we stay consistent in what we're feeling. Women, y'all got that heartbeat. Y'all just be all over the joint. Like, we can't, that's hard to follow.
It's just like, it's just going.
I don't know. I feel
But
like
I think it's because we endure more.
I wouldn't consider that she was crazy.
We go through more. So we have a lot more to process, a lot more to handle. And the thing is like we make it look so good and so easy that a lot of men are clueless as to everything that a woman is dealing with daily.
Because you guys are like more analytical. Like you guys think way more than men. Like probably like 100 ideas go through your head, no matter what the circumstance or situation may be. So it's like, and you guys are like low key like probably better than most FBI forensic analysis that even have that.
You want to know what's a good
So
example
it's like
of that? Y'all remember that dress that was on social media and everybody was trying to figure out what color it was?
Yeah,
and then
y'all doing the deep dive on
That's
it.
it. Women look at it and see 80 million different
Yeah, like you guys are like
Yeah.
deep detectives, and it's like that's just I think that's the whole like the process of women. Like you guys are way more analytical than men. Like, we just see things just black and white, and you're able to see the gray beside the black.
Yeah.
I think women have a higher pain tolerance than men. I think
Oh, 110%.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem. So
110%.
going back to the cheating thing, we're affected the same. But I actually think men think more than women. Women talk more than men.
Mm-hmm.
I think men think and process things more than women do. Women just talk too much. Men don't talk.
Right.
And so,
And then after a certain amount of time, it adds
because
up.
Yeah, our shutdown game be real.
and again, that's how I be. So this is why I haven't. Y'all need like a third female, one that's actually a girl. That way, the points y'all trying to make.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is why I have so many female friends.
Is that why?
Yeah. You not.
Yo, the shots in this room.
Yo,
is
like I
crazy.
feel like she's just been coming at me for the past like 30 minutes.
I just be telling the truth. I don't be meaning
I
to
hear
come
you, though. I
bad.
respect it.
I just be,
No, but yeah, you know what
Nah,
I'm saying?
you
I've been
making
around y'all for years.
you making valid points, and I definitely get it, you know, because I will always say, you know, and that's why I give a lot of credit to women, especially single moms. Hats off to them,
God bless
because yo, when they sick, they still gotta get up, they still gotta do
Still
what they
gotta
do.
get-
You know, married women, you know, women period, right? But because I know for me, when I'm sick, I'm done. I'm
like,
down.
Ain't on the bed, like I ain't doing nothing.
I don't usually get sick, so my sick be extreme. Like my cold goes from a cold to pneumonia to hospitalization. Like when I'm sick, I'm sick. Like you know what I mean? So
It's not funny.
it's not funny because it's real life though for me. It really is. But
My man be in there hospitalized about 5 days. I'm
bro, like
no.
but you know, and that's why I salute and honor and respect women so much, because y'all do have that. Y'all do have that to where y'all can be sick and y'all still get up.
Yeah.
You still do the hustle. You still do the grind. You still take care of the house. You still, you know what I mean. Even when in my marriage, I used to tell people all the time, which I probably should not have, but I used to say all the time, like, you know, my wife run the house. Like, she got it. She got it on lock.
That
Like,
wording.
yeah, I probably should not
My
have
wife
said
run the
that.
house. Yeah.
But-
People start looking at
But
you
that was
like,
me honoring her in the amount of work and effort that she put forth. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? As far as the cooking, the cleaning, the
Yeah.
children. You know what I'm saying? I went to work. You
Yeah.
feel me?
But he was outside of the house, and she maintained
Yeah.
the household.
She made home
Yeah.
easy
Mhm.
in some ways. So
Yeah,
we got another verse by getting trouble.
Yeah.
Us.
All right.
We
So
gonna
I'm trying not to
celebrate
wrap
my
it
divorce.
because
No,
Don't be stealing my line. Okay. Oceans of love and my beauty you felt. Only fish was yourself, so now you only seek help. You all about Uno, so I dose on my peace out, baby adios. My life you offset, so I guess we Migos. You wasn't even jump shot dub free throw.
Hey.
God, how could you let this happen? So blind. He said, I said the same thing, cause I thought you were mine.
So she
Damn.
tapped into her whole mommy
Yeah.
status.
Mhm.
Uno, dos, amigos.
Let me just tell you, like,
Jump
the
shot.
writing throughout the entire song was just phenomenal, and just like the metaphors and references, as a writer, I just applaud you, because even your transitions, like, a lot of writers can't transition from one metaphor to the next so fluidly. And the fact that you were able to do that, like from the water with the fish and the kelp and onto, you know, your Spanish speaking, and it just flows so effortlessly. Like, kudos, girl. Yes. You know.
I remember when I first connected with you musically, and I told you, I said, you're the reason. I said, you allowed me to like rap again. I remember
did
I
say that.
hated rap.
I thought he was blowing smoke.
Nah, because I remember old school. I remember the days where everything had to rhyme.
Yeah.
It didn't even make sense.
Like the KRS One.
But
Yeah.
everything had to. I hated rap because of that. It was like, where is the message? Where is the lyrical content? Like, dude, you just rhyming and spitting and ain't making no sense. Like, what are you talking about?
Just throw words together.
Yeah, just throwing words together because they rhyme. But
Yeah.
I remember when I first connected with you musically, and I was like, yo, you made me like rap. Like, you made me respect rap again, and a different, like, okay, so there are true rappers out here. Like, there are folks that got some lyrical content, some who can still spit, some who can still flow. Like, amen. So I salute you to that.
I didn't
appreciate
even like the rap. I was gonna do it over, and Keith and my brother argued with me in the studio. They was like, "What are you doing?" Because I felt like I wrote the rap in the studio. Because again, everything was moving because it was supposed to be people coming on the song, and so I was like, well, "Let me write this bridge. Let me write this." So when you rap, and this is why I don't know how people go in the studio, spend hours in there, and just record. I don't understand how they do that. Especially with rap, you rap your stuff different when you're reading it versus when you know it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to now rap it because I knew it, and they were like, "Don't touch it, leave it alone." And I was like, "Are y'all sure?" They was like, "It's fine, it's perfect the way it is." Because I felt like I felt like I was doing poetry more so than rapping, and I didn't want it like that's not how I wanted it. I wanted it to sound like
Most of them just
rap.
Well, I mean, it did sound like poetry to me, but I liked it. I liked the flow of it. I don't know, it sounded great.
And I just, I was everywhere when I wrote it. I'm learning through us sitting here talking. I'm really like obsessed with Disney. They really need to reach out to me. We need to.
They open back up July 11th, so.
Cause I'm sitting here, cause I think I was really thinking about Finding Nemo, and it was like the visions of love and oceans you felt.
When this whole thing is over, if you want me to break in at Disney, we can do that.
No, I don't want to break in. I want
No,
contracts.
I can just break in, drop some stuff off.
The only fish was yourself. Was calling them selfish. So now you only see kelp, like kelp, the plant. You're by yourself.
Right.
You all about uno side dos. That is everybody's favorite line. That's what everybody hits me up about. Somebody hit me up like, you all about uno side. Tony was on the phone while we were in there, and the girl was screaming in the background, "You better speak Spanish." I was like, I can't with you. But I think if you gonna rap, you should be metaphorical. Like, that was the point of it. And I remember when somebody came to me one time and was like, "Where are your metaphors? Where are you?" And I was thinking, like, did you listen to my song? Like, I really was. That's when I started learning about the manipulative factor of music.
Yeah.
But I think if you're gonna rap, that's what you should do. And I feel like sex and money and like all that stuff is easy. Like, but everybody hurting.
Yeah.
Like, everybody in pain. Like, how come ain't nobody talking about how they really feel? And that's when you learn people ain't really artists no more.
Wow.
It's like mimic the gimmick.
Yeah.
All right, this is what the gimmick is.
This
You
is what
can
the mass-
repeat it, so you do
yeah,
it. But
this is what
I'm
the
doing
mass
it
is
because my life depends on it.
Right.
That song was the reason I was able to get some peace and go to sleep that night. Cause I really was standing in my house for hours, like something's wrong, and not for nothing. All hell broke loose like 3 days later. It went straight to hell with no breaks. It was so crazy. And I could feel it. I was like, something is wrong. And I could feel it. I was like, I want to fix it. I was like, but he don't want this fixed. And nothing like when you want something so bad and the other person's like,
Right.
Nah, we should that.
yeah, they like, no, I'm good. Whatever happens, happens. And you feel like, without you, I'ma die. So can we fix this? And they like, it's cool. Like, no, it ain't cool. And that goes back to the 100 thing. Like, I'm still in this all the way, and you kind of like, it almost felt like he was looking for a way out. And so we got it. And then found re-entry.
It's lost. It's lost, real talk. At the end of the day,
I
you know.
ain't even lost shit.
Love has its victories and love has its loss.
Yes, that's true.
And then it has its overtime.
Jesus
Like, when this
Christ,
game
that's a
gonna
hefty
get
check. For
over?
the overtime.
Oh my God.
Nah, when can you cash it in? Like,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
know,
thing,
like, when can you?
Yeah.
She said about 5 times.
Nah, that's
overtime,
that
I'm pretty
check
sure.
that Texas took most of it.
Oh yeah.
I'm just thinking of a
Child
game.
support.
I'm just thinking of a game where it keeps ending in a tie, so there's no conclusion. So you gotta keep playing and keep playing. Like, that's what I mean. So it's just overtime, and then it's
That's your
double
line.
overtime, and then shit's like, come on, man, can we just figure
I'm,
it
I'm,
out?
I'm hearing lyrics to a new song.
I knew
right
you
now.
was gonna
That's,
say
that's,
that.
I feel like that's the same thing. So I feel like we digging into something deeper.
Yeah, I hear a new song birthing right here.
And I'll be honest with you, that whole situation got a whole nother spin. I probably could.
Yeah, let's
Listen, y'all heard it live right here.
now.
Lyrics to life.
Yeah.
No.
Reecey Siren coming out with part
With-
2
yes,
of
sir.
I Wish. Huh?
Yeah.
That somebody will buy and you will hear your favorite artist sing. She is not. I'll be crying on stage for real. When we first started, I had like a tear sitting here. I was like, pull yourself together because you got to talk about this stinking song.
Yeah.
But I commend you on that though, like considering like the actual song and you connecting to it, and it just shows more authenticity of you being an artist because you actually emotionally gravitated towards it, and it's not like, oh, it's just a song that you just put out there to appease the masses. It's a part of you. It's about how you actually move forward. So it's just a process.
Oh, I did though. I only did the song because Christian heard part of it. He was like, "You have to do it." And I'm not doing this. And then the same day that I posted, I got like 3 inboxes that were like, one girl literally said, "Where's this song?" I said it's not out. I said I think I'm gonna finish it, put it out. She said this song speaks specifically to my hurt. She said and that never happens. She said so I need this, and it was I really only did it for lack of a better term, if I really have them fans who was like, this is what we need. And then when I first got the song back and kept crying, I was like, this is why I don't do this. This is why I take the Doug approach. Because you know,
now you tapping into my lane.
people act so much. If I got on stage and went to sing it, they would just cheer. They would think it's like that moment when Michael Jackson would bend down. Literally, do they know I'm unraveling at the microphone? Like, no, because the music is so real for me. And I think that's the frustration, I guess, of where I'm at. Because you watching people play mimic the gimmick, and it's just like, and I'm sitting here living and dying for this, bleeding on wax, bleeding on the mic for this. And this is where I'm at. We sitting here, and I got people who are accomplished, which is why it's so humbling when they say things. Because Christian and Deese have done everything. And to hear how they feel about me, but then to still see, like, I feel like I'm floundering in the water, it just be like, what the heck?
Listen,
Like,
I tell you all the time. I mean, from, man, how many years has it been? I don't even
it
know.
was 2012. I know it was January 2012 when I met you.
So.
And I knew I went to school with him. He came up to me like, you were. Because Christian has this whole alter personality when he's doing business. So he came up to me with his card. You were phenomenal. Do you have management? I just really enjoyed you. And you just, I said, didn't I go to school with you? I interrupted and I said, what school did you go to? He was like, I said, it was either Dudley or Winslow. He said, I went to Winslow. I said, I went to school with you. I'm like, this thing over here being deep. And I'm saying, like, I went to school with you. Dog.
We had the same high school teacher.
Nah, high
classes,
school
but I remember seeing.
High school, I was somebody else.
Yeah. Maturity, growth.
I was somebody else. But so what? Yeah, 2012, right?
Yes.
So we going back, right? So
Absolutely. That was when I was pregnant with Josiah. I remember that first concert, barely stitched together. I had to be there. I love you.
Oh my God.
man,
That's
from
terrible.
2012 to
Jesus
current,
Christ.
I've watched you grow. I've watched you touch people. I've watched you be heard, seen. You know, from my standpoint, right? My experience in music, from underwriting for people, managing different artists, collabing with mainstream artists, producing, arranging. I have two great success stories, and I have two of the greatest artists ever, Man Enterprises have ever encountered, and that is Maurice Griffin and Reecey Siren.
All shade to Maurice. that was intended shade. In case he's listening.
We love you, Maurice. Listen,
Oh, man.
and the reason why I always say that, and I will publicly announce that to the world, because even with mainstream artists, behind the scenes, there's so much work and pushing that has to go into it. I watched you from a local girl from Sicklerville getting from me receiving phone calls from Sony, from major, I'm talking about major labels, from Rock Nation. I can't even think of all the different labels that have reached out to try to get Reecey Siren. I've sat in meetings with some of these labels. I've sat in meetings with some of these other artists, writers, producers. So watching you and the other artists that you have come up with in that time frame, that era, you have, because she has surpassed all of them.
Yeah, like so.
And some of them have been out way longer than her. Some of them have had 6 CDs out, and her first CD outsold all of the 6 that they've ever done. I have the numbers, I have the data, I have the sales, I have
Look at that.
I see it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm understanding.
I've never seen it. I'm
Damn.
just saying.
Listen, the fact that this girl was picked up by Society Hill Records and they did her whole album. And if you don't know who Society Hill Records is, Society Hill Records is the same record label who started Sony. So the people who are representing Sony all came from out of Society Hill. So I'm talking about legends in the industry, and they ain't asked me for a dime. They did her project.
This is the first time I'm hearing it.
They did her project.
Good management.
They did her project. Listen, Ingram Music Group did her project. Like, people have touched, mixed, mastered. And when I tell you, and even the things that Mana had paid for was nothing compared to what you would have to pay for. And that was because people saw what you carried. So to see where you are today, to hear the music that you're putting out today, having you sitting here right now and just talking and unpacking this song, like it takes me back to different other things that I have done, and I'm bringing it back. I talked to you about it the other day, but it was concerning your mom, but I'm putting you on too. But I used to do docu-series on people, and it was a reflection of Behind the Mic, where we talk about the person, you know what I mean? Not the artist, the person, you know what I mean? The person that got to the mic, the person who wrote the song to get them to that point, the person who, you know what I mean, their personal story got them in front of the TV, that, you know, just getting that whole behind the scenes angle. So, yo, you dope. You always been dope. I told you that all the time.
That's how
I
we
mean-
came up with the song, I'm tired of being dope without a deal. Which I still might put out. That is a legit song. I'm not being funny.
Yo, like, I mean, you have, again, you've touched so many different, arenas and different people. Like, you are just, yo, sky's the limit.
Tell them touch me back.
And the whole thing is, yeah. I be trying to tell her, man, Nia, she don't be hearing me, like.
I don't, you know what?
I tell her,
cold.
like,
I don't
she,
know.
where she is with her creativity, like, she is better off remaining an independent artist and establishing her
Yeah.
own
That I
label.
agree
Your own
with.
brand.
That I agree
Because
with.
the way the industry is now, yo, the nights that I spend in the studio stressing and the driving back and forth to New York and the last minute stuff and hours.
I agree with that. I have, until recently when we had that surge of the three labels that were looking at me, that all shocked the heck out of me. I can't lie. When you said it, because Christian is the if y'all don't know, excuse me, but he is the BS artist. Christian will talk and make you think Christian just be spitting, it just be coming. And he was like, they asked, well, does she want to be signed? He said, I think every artist wants to be signed. I didn't stop wanting to be signed because I seen enough of the industry to realize that what I am, they know they need, but they also don't want to see me come because I'm the destruction of everything it is. So it's like, we need her, but she's gonna break everything. So we can't have her. We'll let her come, but she's got to do X, Y, and Z. Everybody wants to be able to say that they're responsible for me. So they either got to brainwash you so that you believe they are responsible, or they just want me to do what everybody else has been doing, and that's not what I want to do. I just want to get to the point where I don't need to get up no more and turn on my computer at 9 o'clock and work for my job. That's when I feel good, when I legit can make my money off of performing and writing and doing this. That's when I feel like.
So y'all hear what she's saying? We need y'all support, right? So we need y'all to get on her pages. We need y'all to download her music. Understand she is an established independent artist. She is registered. She need them coins. So we need y'all to make some purchases. We need y'all to stream. We need y'all to download so she can collect that royalty check from ASCAP and from Society Hill.
So she can get on some tours when.
Listen, we
when the
need
world
y'all
opens back
support
up
out there.
in 2 years.
Support real music, real artists,
Listen,
talented people.
'cause
Definitely support.
if you follow our other podcasts and how we talked about 6ix9ine
Jesus.
and them other people.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, God.
This-
Yeah, y'all need listen. Real artists, Real artists. I need to support real artists. Do we have another verse? Or did we
No,
finish?
child, that was the song.
That
No,
was the
that
song
was
right
it.
there. That was the song right there.
Mhm.
Listen, if y'all are not following this girl, this young lady, this awesome creator, this innovator, this pioneer, this genius, right? Right. So let's while we got you here, right? Let's unpack Reecey Siren. Let's talk about the clothing line. Listen, you already had some shout outs from Kalia Walters. She was like, them glasses though, like they love it. they love the look.
Hey, go ahead and flip them
You know what I
glasses so
mean?
they can see
Yeah, you
what
might have to put the glasses
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah,
You might have to put your glasses back on your head. But you know, talk about you, talk about everything that you're doing, how people can get in touch with you, how they can purchase different things, how they can follow you. What's up? Who is Reecey?
Well, Reecey Siren. The funny thing is I was Reese because I was in a group, and it was funny because Christian did the paperwork because for me to sign the contract to be managed for 2 years, that was up in 2014, and I just never left. And I think he was annoyed with me because I was like, "Can you add Siren to it?" And he just stood there. You know when you stand and he start backing his knees, you kind of get on his nerves when you're not gonna say nothing. He was like, "Why you gonna put that on there?" And I was like, "Cause everybody with R&D, I was just Reese. I was like, I just wanted to add the Siren." What people don't know is Mally Music. We were at this concert with him. The group was, and afterwards, why I for sure didn't take a picture of him just doesn't make much sense to me. But he turned to me. He was like, "Yo, your voice sounds like a siren," and I never forgot that he said that. And then I was like, "I think I'm gonna just make the name Reecey Siren." So that was how the Reese is my childhood nickname for my middle name, which we will not be discussing. Although I do like it better than my first name. The clothing line and all of that stuff, I have, and this is why I tell people Christian is a BS artist. Christian will make you believe you can do anything. Christian will give you the confidence to do things you should not be doing. Fields that you never thought you wanted to be in, he'll pump your head up, and before you know it, like you 3 business steps deep into something you never want to do. You're like, why am I doing this? Because Christian, he will. He'll make you think you can do, and that's where you got to stop. Like, hold on. Part of him is a salesman, so let's just stop and assess. What do I actually want to do?
But hold on. But have you not built every business?
Here's what I will say.
Naya, how many books you got out?
That's not the point. Though.
But hold on, Naya, how many books you got out?
14, but she's speaking fast.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to understand what's happening here.
It's definitely not shade, but it's just he's. Here's what I will say: if you can be in his presence and you don't start producing, something's wrong with you, because he'll make you believe you can do things. I remember when Demita, her and Dietrich might have just split, and Christian called me and was like, "Well, guess who just called for you?" And I was like, "Who?" He's like, "Demita." I said, "Demita who?" He said, "Haddon." I said, "Dietrich Haddon's wife?" And so she had specifically asked for me to open for her, which I got sabotaged out of, but then Christian made me go anyway, and I wound up actually going right before her. That's a funny story for another day. When he called me, I started envisioning what I wanted my outfit to look like, and I was like, I want glasses, and I Googled it. I couldn't find them anywhere, and I was like, I think I could actually make these. So I went to Cowtown, which is only something that the tri-state area would understand. I went to Cowtown, bought these glasses, was glittering them up and stuff, and Christian was like, so the next thing you need to do is start thinking about the pocketbooks, start thinking about because it just would have been glasses. I would have never did anything else. So I would do one thing, I would legit do what he said, so that he would be like, all right, I'm proud of you. And he'd be like, okay, so the next thing you need to do is, and I
Yeah, no, he'll never tell you.
Never!
That ain't what he did.
Jesus.
So for those who are listening and tuning in, we are spotlighting and interviewing Reecey Siren, and we're talking about her new single, I Wish. And I would publicly like to say to all of you who are following, supporting, watching, we appreciate you, we thank you. And I would like to just make this public announcement. Reecey Siren,
It don't
I am
count.
proud of
It
you.
doesn't count now.
Naya the legend, Naya legend, I am proud of you. Her name Naya legend, and she is a legend. I am
She
proud
is.
of you. Y'all happy? I'm proud of y'all. Come on, can we clap it up for them? I'm proud of
Yeah,
them.
man.
Listen, y'all clap it up in the comments. Y'all clap it up on the watch party. I'm proud of
They doing
them.
their thing, man.
They doing their thing. They holding it down.
Disrespect, man.
Amen.
Now,
Save
but
this
shout out to
recording.
Chris because, you know, he ain't going to tell you he's proud of you. He's just going to push you to the next
He
level.
will.
He's
He'll
gonna keep
push
pushing
you. Right.
And you need people like that in your
You
life.
do.
really do.
Facts.
Even though he is super, you know, evil. And
Yes.
sometimes you need it in your life. You know, thank you
Reach
so
out
much for
sometimes.
that.
It is. Sometimes there'll be some days where I'll be like, I could be with Christian, and I'll be like, no, cause he. Then I start thinking about that other stuff, and I'll be like, no, cause I would murder him in the middle of the night. He would wake up and I'd have a knife to him. Like it would go left. I used to think about it like I couldn't. I would kill him, and I'd go
Oh
to
my
jail,
God.
and then I'd have to look in his kid's eyes and be like, I'm sorry.
She really thought this through.
But at the same time, I want to be like, but y'all gotta understand. And I
Like
think,
why I did it? Like, you
like,
know
two
how
of them
he
would be
is,
like,
yeah,
yeah, I
alright.
get
Yeah,
like we're not gonna come see you no
Yeah,
more.
nah.
But yes, we understand. I'm like, yes, thank you. But Christian, he's responsible for the clothing line. Christian is responsible for movies I've started writing that I don't talk about because people steal ideas. So I don't discuss
True.
these things. But I love Christian. The terrible thing about Christian is
This is turned into like a bashing.
no. The terrible thing about Christian is we're so much alike. He confirms things, and so like my whole life is a true conspiracy theory. But a lot, cause and no shade, but the podcast. I'm gonna just tell the truth. Because of him, I've been able to do a lot of things, and I have watched where people have taken inspiration, but nobody gives credit. Nobody, like people legit, nobody was doing it until you did it, and then it's just there's no love, there's no nothing, and there's a lot of times where I probably would have hung some things up. There's certain people where at pivotal times in my life, they've been there to be like, you better not, or you better keep doing it. And if they do copy you, they're supposed to do that. And X, Y, and Z. And Christian's one of those people where, with a lot of this stuff, not only would I not have done it, but I probably would have stopped doing it because it's amazing how people don't feel compelled to show no love, but hate comes so naturally.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna show you no love, but they will hate the heck out of you and everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
So the everything that I have on the table that I'm pushing to do, and even stuff that I don't tell him about. I was telling him about some stuff I'm working on the other day. He didn't say anything, but Christian kind of put in my mindset. I'm supposed to be telling you. So the brand name is Misfit Makings. That's the name on Instagram. That's the name on Facebook. I wanted to change the name, but he told me not to, so I decided to listen. That, and I took a vote on Instagram, and nobody agreed with me, so I decided to listen. But it's Misfit Makings, but you need people like Christian, because otherwise I would have hung it up. Sometimes he was the only person in my field cheering for me, like real rap, and he now knows, because I think sometimes he used to think I was being extra, but being that he has connected with me on such a level and met so many wonderful people that now we both know, he now knows that I was not exaggerating at all, not even a little bit. So he's been the one man cheering crew, and I appreciate, and he should know, because when you talk to Christian, there's no job he hasn't done. There's nothing you can talk about that he has not done. Everything we talk about, he be like, yeah, I used to make them. Yeah, I used to do that. I remember when I did it. I'd be like, what did you not do?
Like
And this is why I forget that we only like a month apart, because sometimes I forget, and I think Christian like 48. Because he's done everything. There was times he'd be moving, something would happen to his car, he'd get another car, and I was still living at home. I was like, we the same age. Dang. Like he was inspiration at the same time. He made me want to slip my wrist. I was like, what is happening?
No, let's not go there. We ain't trying
Like,
to lose you.
what is happening?
Hey, it's 2 days left, today and tomorrow, of Mental Health Awareness Month. Please make sure you are Amen. Amen. Sorry, go ahead.
Amen. That's the ebook I'm working on. I don't think I told you, on confidence.
Okay.
That's the thing I'm working on now. After that, it should be a course, but that takes a lot. So I'll just wait till he be like, and where's the? We was in a meeting for a music video. Christian was like, and Reese is working on where's the script for the movie? Right, what I'm talking about. And went back to and I was just like, wow, like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in the middle of
He's
it.
rude, but he be right.
He do. And then you hit those times where he's ready to, like, Christian don't pretend like everything is already on a million, going fantastic. And sometimes you worried about, like, but what about right here? And that brings out this anger in Christian, that it is a fire that cannot be quenched, and then it becomes shady, it becomes mean. But I think it's because to an extent, and I've adopted it now, but I don't think Christian thinks really there's anything he can't do, and there isn't. And now I have the nerve to kind of feel the same way, like, I don't think there's anything I can't do. And it absolutely comes from being around him, especially since nobody else has really ever rooted for me. So that was like my initial, like, oh, I got somebody in my corner now. So that, like, this is so beautiful.
In my defense, ladies and gentlemen.
I was saying, 'cause they was kind of bashing your name like 50-50.
We was telling the truth.
Street life, okay? The word is survival.
Oh,
If you only knew my story, you would understand why I am and where I am
Like
because of it.
legit, when I met you, you was living at the office. Like, that's crazy.
A lot of people don't even know that. A lot of people don't even know. I had multiple businesses and was living out of one of them.
Yes, I
A lot
remember.
of people don't even know that.
Because you told me you was homeless and I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
Until-
man, those are
And those were good days,
bro.
though.
Hey, we made the best of
Listen,
those
our
days.
turn up was real
We
bad
made the
then,
best of those days, bro.
Listen, man.
Listen, yo. Remember when I stole?
We can't even. We don't lie. Listen, we got sponsors. We can't talk about those fits.
Listen, I have been the
Listen, I
same
said,
my
you know
whole
how I'm
entire
saying
life,
that,
man.
like, folks don't be watching social media.
Listen, my
Yeah,
27
man.
years, I have been the same. I ain't never did nothing. I ain't never say nothing. You
Nah,
know?
man, it's survival, you know. But when I reconnected with you, right? When I connected with you musically and just hearing your music and just seeing you as an artist, that's what I saw. I saw a survivor. I saw a fighter. I saw somebody who was outside of the box. You know what I mean? And again, you know, man, just growing up in music and the different backgrounds and different things that my family has done, I've done it, you know, individually. It's just like sometimes it's that's the exhausting part. It's exhausting. Like you meet these artists and they be like, yeah, this is dope, but can we change this word to this and this lyric to that and change this beat to this? And I'm like, yeah, but that sounds like all 10 of the other songs on this CD. Why is everything sounding the
So
same?
do you ever say that when they say that, or do you just have, you don't want to lose the money? So
Yeah,
you keep
sometimes when
quiet?
you just want that check, you just gotta shut up and suck it up. But and there has been times where I have lost deals because I voiced my creative opinion. But there's been times where that has opened other doors for me by expressing that, you know. And in the industry, you gotta really fill out who you're working with and kind of figure out how creative you can be and what you can and cannot say.
Like compatibility.
Yeah, because sometimes you just gotta be like, you know, I remember even, you know, and this is why I hate the studio sometimes, but my engineering days, it was like,
When did you?
when people wanted to come, I still do it sometimes late at night. Even. I need to make some extra change sometimes. But when you have rappers who think they can rap, and all it is them just coming in, cussing and jumping up and down.
Yeah.
But they book you for 4 hours,
Yeah.
and the session is an easy 5 stacks. It's a
Oh,
headache,
hey.
but sometimes you just gotta take. I mean, every beat sound the same, and that's all they doing the whole time. Yeah, ha, what?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
When they did
ha,
that, now they don't
what?
sing.
Ha, da 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 da. What you just say? I don't know. Da 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 da. And it's just like what? But you know what I mean. Sometimes you just gotta, you know.
You gotta hit the Uzi roll.
And I ain't gonna lie, cause sometimes I be like this. I have these headphones on. My AirPods be on underneath. I be on the phone the whole time talking to somebody else. I just be like this the whole time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm in the studio.
Like,
This clown. They're like, you like that, bro? That joint is fire.
Yeah, but that thing good right there.
Yo, this is a mess. I'm not even putting my name on this project. It's terrible. I'm gonna create. I got so many different creative names I made up. Cause I didn't want stuff to be connected to me. Listen, it's yeah. So that's why when it comes to people like you are like, for me, you are a breath of fresh air to the music industry. And that, for somebody to even be able to say that, like, it's unheard of. Like, and different people that I even met, different people who have contacted the label to get you, they all have said the very same thing. I mean, shout out to my boy DC Productions, doing it big in the tri-state, and he holding down Philly and New York. I mean, this dude called me, and people who don't know, listen, if y'all know true New Yorkers with that accent and they thugs, and we sat on the phone for an hour, bro. He was like, yo, dog, like, you don't understand, like yo, what sis is doing, bro? Like, nigga, I ain't never heard nothing like this before. I was like, are you angry or excited? Like, I didn't know if you was hype or you was trying to fight me, bro.
Like, yo,
Like
the lyrics you sent me, just like OD crazy.
Like, he
bro.
was
Like,
going
it was
so
lit, like facts. Like, I can't
hard,
even
man.
be like.
It was crazy, and he was just like, and he still has yet to meet her in person.
No,
Yeah.
well, that's crazy.
That's
But
what-
he,
that's what
I mean,
resonated
but
with
I can tell you, the phone calls has not stopped. Like, every time you post something, he on the phone. He like, bro, sis doing it. She working. Like, she working. Like, yo, like, we gotta get her in the city, dog. Like,
we gotta get her in the
she
studio,
about to
like,
rent the
ASAP.
whole label. Like, I'm about to fire everybody just for her. I'm like, hey, like, oh, relax. Like,
No, don't relax. Keep that same
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same
energy.
yeah, but like,
energy,
nah,
man.
the love and the support for you, man, it's real. Like,
And-
you really got
and you-
mainstream people that dig
You know what's crazy? Even in this, I have had to. I'm getting very good at not saying everything I think. Thank God. Because even in this, right before the pandemic happened, was when it got put on the table like, Reese, X, Y, and Z is looking at you. So this is what we need to do this year. We need to put these singles out. We need to, and then this happened.
Yeah.
And it looks like, and I'm just like, well, what is going to happen now? Like, because this could go on for the rest of the year.
Because we had what? 3 labels. Okay, just
Yes.
we had Rock Nation,
Rough Riders,
Rough Riders,
and Gilly.
right?
Get the entertainment.
Gilly, Rock Nation, Rough Riders, all 3 reach out to me. I mean, when I say simultaneous, like same time.
Like okay, same quarter span type.
How? Right? Sitting. Now, the whole show just shifted. As a manager, help me, Naya. How do I even like Rock Nation, Rough Riders, and Gilly?
And I'm the worst artist to tell. He told me Rough Riders and Gilly on the phone. And I was like, shut up. He waits till we doing the route, because with all this music talk, we still gotta eat. So we doing paper routes, 2 in the morning, and he was like, Reese, I ain't tell you the third one. I was like, who? And life has just numbed me so bad that I don't have no reaction to nothing. So he was like, the third one is Rock Nation. I went, shut up.
Stop lying.
That's literally what I said. I said, you're lying. I said, literally, I said,
Yeah.
Jay-Z knows who I am. He said, Reese, Rock Nation. I said, you lying. And just stared out the
And again,
window.
shout out to my boy DC Productions, man. El De Niro, because I mean they definitely helped with some of those connects.
God bless him.
It was I even still, that's why when she be talking all crazy, I'm like, you got Rock Nation, Rough Riders,
But you know why?
Gilly,
Because with
Sony. Like, you got it.
music, everything shifts so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
So, because he's fielded all of these things. Like, even things where he's called me and said, Reese, you ain't gonna believe you just called me. But Reese, I just got an email for you to go to this writing session. You ain't gonna believe me. Reese, so and so just called. She wants your song. He gets all the calls. I've never had them. I've never seen their emails. So for me, it's still. And I've watched people, not for nothing. You hear about who called them and stuff. A, they start acting different immediately. You know, the second it happens.
Facts.
B, I've never seen these things go any further than the conversation. And I refuse. That's why he's talking about it. I wasn't going to say it. I still haven't said it. I think outside of my brother and my mother, I don't think I've said one word.
Yeah.
And maybe Keith, my brother Keith, who I recorded I Wish with. I haven't said one word to anybody because music is one of those things like put up or shut up. When I get in the room with them, then I believe it. So then I'm just still the same girl that said. And it's also because you don't want to get your hopes up.
Yeah.
You don't want to get your hopes up, and then you get in a meeting, and they want to change everything about you. And then it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. Or you get in a meeting, and they hear you talking, they like, she thinks too much. We can't have it. You just don't know what it's going to be. So you try to. And then when he first said it, I was hyped on the inside, but then the pandemic happened. And then it was an old fella would talk to God like, you just don't want me to win, do you? But this, I said my government. That was like a cuss word. Oh my God. But this Reese has to believe like all things really are working together, and that's crazy to think. But if this goes on for the end of the year, you know, the beginning of this year, I had them looking for me. Like they was ready to send people to the showcase that I was supposed to be at, and now the showcase don't even have a date because it keeps getting put, and it's just like, so what now? And you don't really know how to process.
We didn't even mention the fact that you are a recipient of an award.
You are the worst.
And from her musical talents, and the fact that these industry labels that we're discussing, they were coming to their show.
That show?
Yeah. They were coming to that show.
You definitely
Yeah,
didn't tell
DC and them was coming, man. Listen, I know I shouted him out about 3 times already. Shout out to my man DC Production, El De Niro. Listen, he making moves in the streets of Philadelphia and New York.
Oh,
He's
man.
definitely mainstream in the industry. He definitely has a lot of connections and plugs, and I
Clearly.
appreciate him.
I
Definitely appreciate him, man. He puts me on. He keeps me busy. I got like a whole second home out there in the Bronx. I got good connections up there with one of the studios that I work out of, so I appreciate it. Brooklyn over here. Listen, listen. We're getting close to our time. So we do wanna shift real quick. We wanna have Naya promote her new up and coming book that's getting released in June.
Yes, it's called Seduced by Suffering. And it's by Naya Legend, and it'll be available June 14th. And I'll talk about it more in detail next week on the pod. But yeah, definitely we on the lookout for that.
Somebody getting stabbed in the book.
So that Seduced by Suffering by Naya Legends coming on all outlets on June
Listen, I'm
14th.
trying to get a sneak peek.
You can definitely inbox us as well if you want to pre-order any copies and things like that.
Yo, she got like this book number 15, right?
Well, it's new for Naya Legend. It's the
Okay.
first book for Naya Legend.
Yeah.
My 14 Naya Youngest collection is still available on all platforms.
Oh, okay, alright, so yeah.
So her as a
And I
person,
do
individually,
explain-
15 books.
15 books,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But
Yes,
this is the first
and
one
I
of
do
the new,
explain
yeah.
in Seduced by Suffering. It is nonfiction, and I do explain the name change and some other things in detail. And so when you ask that question, Tavon, it is nonfiction, so I am unable to answer that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we don't want the feds.
Hello.
So listen, we're getting close to our time. I do have to do what we do. So shout out to our sponsors, Anchor. We appreciate Anchor. Anchor has sponsored the show. Anchor is going to take the podcast to additional media outlets such as Google Play, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. So we appreciate the sponsorship of Anchor.
Yes.
Tonight's episode is also sponsored by Hope Creations. If you can see the hat that I'm wearing, also the shirt that I'm wearing, it says Music On, World Off. This is customized apparel to the podcast. We do have it available for sale, so please inbox us to get more information. We do have a whole line that's coming out. in addition to these items, and we also have other things that we can make as far as custom apparel and custom gifts and ideas. Father's Day is coming up, so make sure you hit me up, get your gifts in now. Since this show is about music, we do want to spotlight the fact that there is a lot going on in the world. So on the Instagram Versus, they are doing a shift this Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, to shed some love to the world. Kirk Franklin and Fred Hammond will be on Instagram Versus. So for those who have been following the Instagram battles, this is not a battle per se on Sunday, but it is a time of gospel industry artists coming together to show some love to the world and break out some good music. And both of them, especially Fred Hammond, salute to him, is definitely a dope legend in the gospel industry.
Yes.
So, tune into that for the Instagram Versus at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Listen, Lyrics to Life podcast. We here every Saturday, 7 p.m., bringing it to you best and raw and real, where we're going to be spotlighting different genres of music, unpacking lyrics and correlating it to our everyday life. Listen, you saw it, you heard it right here. If you're not following, this is what you need to do. Like, share. Hit the Lyrics to Life page or Bringing Lyrics to Life, and then you also need to like and share our good friend right here, Miss Reecey Siren. Give your all your social media outlets, please.
Instagram, the artist page is at Reecey Siren _supernova. The business page is Misfit Makings on Facebook. It's Reecey Siren. Twitter is Reecey Siren. Tumblr, I only share 2 from Instagram, but I'm pretty sure that is either Misfit Makings or Reecey Siren. What else? Is there anything else? I mean, there is. but
Misfit
you know.
Makings and stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't think I'm on anything else, which he also yells at me about, but I'm on social media till as it is. Playlist added my stuff, but I have to talk about that. But it's this app called Playlist. Well, I am on there. I don't hardly have anything on there. I think my playlist is called Whopper with Cheese and Reese, so it's Fetty Wap stuff and just me and him. Oh, sorry. Shout out to Jersey. I love Fetty Wap. I'm a Whopper with Cheese, honey. Yes, sir. But I think that's it.
Listen, our podcast is here on Facebook Live, also on Podbean Live, and then you can catch it again on Google Play, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. It is coming to additional media outlets. Those things will be posted later down the line once we move further in that direction. But again, shout out to our sponsors, Anchor and Hope Creations. Listen, we appreciate y'all's support. Tune in next week where we're going to be talking about another artist. I think we're going to hip-hop.
Yes, sir.
We're going to hip-hop next week. We're going to spotlight another artist who is from
New York.
New York.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we won't give y'all too much. We won't give it away.
Yeah.
We want y'all to make sure y'all tune into the show next week. And we also going to talk about Nia Legend's new book a little bit. So we hope to hear and see y'all next week. Listen, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you follow and support this page, but make sure you definitely go and you get this new single, I Wish, from Reecey Siren. Peace.